3 cents a day. That's what it costs. Less than a gumball. And a clinical study published in the Journal of Nutrition showed it improved insulin sensitivity in just 6 weeks. The fruit is the blueberry. But before you click away thinking you already know this, you don't. Because almost everyone who eats fruit while managing diabetes is doing it wrong. At the wrong time, in the wrong form, and canceling out the benefit entirely. There are 3 fruits sitting in your grocery store right now that actively lower blood sugar. And the one that works best, number 1 on this list, is why a 73-year-old woman named Margaret saw her A1C drop from 8.1 to 6.3 in just 90 days. Her doctor asked what medication she changed. She said, she just changed what fruit she ate for breakfast. He wrote it down. I'm going to show you exactly what she did, and which 3 fruits you need to start eating immediately. Stay with me. Now let me explain why fruit is so confusing for anyone managing blood sugar. Because fruit is not one thing. It's not like medication, where you either take it or you don't. Think of fruit more like a medicine cabinet. Some bottles in that cabinet help you. Some bottles hurt you. And a few of them look nearly identical on the outside. But what's inside is completely different. Here's what happens inside your body when you eat fruit. The sugar in fruit is mostly fructose. Now, fructose doesn't go straight into your bloodstream the way glucose does. It takes a detour. It goes to your liver first. Your liver processes it. And in small amounts, with fiber intact, it handles this just fine. Blood sugar stays stable. No spike, no crash. But, and this is the part nobody explains, when you eat fruit without the fiber, or you eat a fruit that's naturally low in fiber and high in sugar, that fructose floods the liver. The liver panics. It converts that fructose directly into fat. And it triggers something called hepatic insulin resistance. Your liver starts ignoring insulin. And when your liver stops responding to insulin, your fasting blood sugar goes up. Even overnight. Even when you haven't eaten in 12 hours. That's why some fruits help, and some fruits hurt. It's not just about sugar content. It's about the fiber matrix, the polyphenols, and the speed of absorption. A fruit with strong fiber and rich polyphenols slows everything down. A fruit without those protections hits your liver like a glass of soda. Once you understand that, you'll understand why number 1 on this list is so powerful. It doesn't just avoid the damage, it actually reverses it. Let's start with number 3. Number 3, the banana. I know. You've probably been told to avoid bananas. Your doctor may have even said it. And here's what I want you to know. They're half right. Because the banana question depends entirely on one variable. One thing. And almost nobody talks about it. Ripeness. Here's what most people don't know. The starch inside a banana physically changes its molecular structure as the banana ripens. A green banana, still firm, slightly bitter on the tongue, is loaded with something called resistant starch. Resistant starch is not digested in your small intestine. It passes through to your colon. It feeds your gut bacteria. And it does not spike your blood sugar. But a ripe banana, yellow, spotted, soft, that resistant starch has fully converted into simple sugars. Same banana, same size, same weight. Completely different blood sugar response. A study published in Diabetic Medicine showed that unripe banana significantly reduced fasting blood sugar and improved insulin sensitivity in type 2 diabetic patients over 12 weeks. The glycemic index of a green banana is around 30 to 40. The glycemic index of a ripe banana? 62. Same fruit, different chemistry. So here's the rule if you're going to eat bananas. Eat them slightly green, not brown spotted, not fully yellow. Slightly green, still firm. You can slice a green banana into yogurt or oatmeal. The texture difference is small once it's mixed in. And here's something most people don't know. A green banana sliced and cooled in the refrigerator for 2 hours actually increases its resistant starch even further. Cooling converts more of the starch into the resistant form. Same trick that works with potatoes and rice. One banana, firm, slightly green, cooled if possible. After protein. Not on an empty stomach. That's the rule. And number 2 is even better. Because number 2 has a built-in defense system that most people accidentally throw away. The apple. There's a reason the old saying exists. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. And for once, the science actually backs that up. But only if you eat it correctly. Most people are eating apples wrong. And it's one small mistake that removes almost all the blood sugar benefit. The key compound in apples is pectin. Pectin is a type of soluble fiber found in the skin and flesh, but mostly in the skin. When pectin reaches your stomach, it forms a gel. That gel coats the inside of your digestive tract. Think of it like pouring syrup through a sponge. Everything slows down. Glucose absorption slows down. The sugar from the apple, and from whatever else you ate, enters your bloodstream gradually, instead of all at once. A study published in the journal Diabetologia found that pectin reduced post-meal insulin demand by 35%. 35% less insulin needed, from a fiber that's already inside the apple. But here's the mistake. Most people peel their apples, or they eat applesauce, or they drink apple juice. The moment you remove the skin or break the fiber through processing, you lose the pectin effect. Entirely. Apple juice has zero pectin benefit. Applesauce has almost none. A whole apple with the skin on, that's where the medicine is. And the cost? A single Fuji or Gala apple at Walmart or Aldi runs about 70 to 90 cents. One apple. Cut it into slices. Eat it after protein at lunch or dinner. Skin on. That's non-negotiable. Researchers in Japan tested apple consumption before a rice meal versus after, and found the group that ate apple first had a measurably delayed blood glucose peak and a smaller overall spike. But here's the sequence that works even better. Protein first, then apple, then your carbohydrate. Protein, fruit, carbs. That sequence gives you the strongest blood sugar protection of any eating pattern I know. So if apples are number 2, what could possibly be number 1? Here's where Margaret comes back into the story. And before we get there, if you're someone who wakes up every morning with high fasting blood sugar, even though you ate well the day before, there is a reason for that. And it's happening while you sleep. I've put together a guide on exactly what that is and how to manage it. The link is in the description. Take a look when you're done here. Number 1. The blueberry. I told you about Margaret at the beginning. 73 years old. A1C of 8.1. Her doctor had been recommending insulin for 2 years. She asked for 90 days to try food first. He agreed, reluctantly. She didn't go on some extreme diet. She didn't eliminate carbs. She didn't fast. She did 3 things. She added 1 cup of blueberries every single day. She ate them after her protein at breakfast. And she stopped drinking all fruit juice. 90 days later, A1C 6.3. Her doctor pulled out his phone and started looking up the research. Here's what he found. A randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled study published in the Journal of Nutrition gave obese, insulin-resistant adults the equivalent of 2 servings per day of freeze-dried blueberry powder. The control group got a placebo. After just 6 weeks, the blueberry group showed significantly improved insulin sensitivity. Their cells started responding to insulin again. Let me say that again. In 6 weeks, their bodies became better at using their own insulin. Not from a drug, not from a procedure, from a fruit. Here's the mechanism. The active compounds in blueberries are called anthocyanins. They're the pigments that make blueberries blue. And when they enter your bloodstream, they do something no medication replicates exactly. They activate an enzyme called AMPK, adenosine monophosphate activated protein kinase. Think of AMPK as a master switch inside your cells. When that switch turns on, your cells open their doors to glucose. Glucose moves out of the blood and into the cell, where it's used for energy. Blood sugar drops. Insulin works better. And the effect lasts for hours. A meta-analysis of 22 randomized controlled trials, published in Nutrition, Metabolism, and Cardiovascular Diseases in 2022, found that regular blueberry intake reduced fasting blood glucose by nearly 18 milligrams per deciliter and reduced A1C by 0.32% in people with type 2 diabetes. 0.32%. That's not a miracle claim. That's a published meta-analysis across 22 clinical trials. For someone sitting at a 7.4 trying to break below 7, that 0.32 could be the difference. And the cost. A 2-pound bag of frozen blueberries at Walmart costs between $5 and $7. One serving, half a cup, costs you about 30 to 50 cents. Frozen works just as well as fresh. In some cases, better. Because the berries are flash frozen at peak ripeness, which preserves the anthocyanin content. And here's the other thing. Blueberries are one of the lowest glycemic fruits that exist. Glycemic index of 53. Lower than apples. Lower than bananas. lower than grapes. The fiber, 3.6 grams per cup, combined with the anthocyanin effect means your blood sugar doesn't just avoid spiking after you eat them. It may actually improve over the hours that follow. That's what happened to Margaret. Half a cup of frozen blueberries every morning, mixed into Greek yogurt after her eggs. That's it. And her A1C went from 8.1 to 6.3 in 90 days. Now I know many of you watching are on metformin. Some of you for 10, 15 years. I'm not telling you to stop. That's between you and your doctor. But what I am showing you is what happens when you add 1 cup of blueberries alongside your current treatment. Because the participants in that study were already insulin resistant, the blueberries worked on top of their existing condition, not instead of treatment, alongside it. Before I give you the full action plan, I need to stop here, because some of you are about to go home and make a mistake that cancels everything I just taught you. This part is critical. I need your full attention for the next 3 minutes. There are 4 fruit mistakes that completely eliminate the blood sugar benefit, and the first one, almost everybody makes it. Mistake number 1, fruit juice. Any fruit juice. The moment you juice a fruit, you strip out the fiber and concentrate the sugar. A glass of orange juice has 21 grams of sugar. Apple juice, 24 grams. That sugar hits your liver in minutes. No fiber to slow it. No pectin to form a gel. Just pure liquid fructose. Drinking fruit juice is metabolically equivalent to drinking a soda. I don't care what the label says. No sugar added does not mean no sugar. The sugar was already there. You just removed the part that protected you from it. Mistake number 2, fruit in a blender. I know smoothies look healthy, but when you put fruit in a blender, you shred the fiber matrix. The fiber is still technically present, but it's broken into pieces so small, it no longer forms that protective gel in your stomach. Your body absorbs the sugar almost as fast as if you drank the juice. A blueberry smoothie does not give you the same benefit as eating whole blueberries. Not even close. If you must blend, add protein powder first, use a small portion of fruit, and drink it slowly. But whole fruit eaten with a fork is always better. Mistake number 3, fruit on an empty stomach. This is the biggest timing mistake I see. People wake up, eat a banana or a bowl of fruit, nothing else, first thing in the morning. That fruit sugar hits your bloodstream with nothing to slow it down. No protein, no fat, no fiber from a previous course. The fix is simple. Protein first, then fruit. Even a few bites of yogurt or a boiled egg before your fruit changes the absorption curve dramatically. Mistake number 4, dried fruit. Raisins, dried mango, dried cranberries, dates. These are sugar bombs. A quarter cup of raisins has 29 grams of sugar. And because the water is removed, you eat far more volume before feeling full. The fiber is still there, but the sugar-to-fiber ratio is so extreme, the fiber simply cannot compensate. If you take warfarin or blood thinners, pay extra attention here. Some dried fruits, especially cranberries, can interact with warfarin and affect your INR levels. Talk to your doctor before adding any concentrated fruit products to your diet. 4 mistakes. Juice, blender, empty stomach, dried fruit. Avoid all 4, and the 3 fruits I just showed you will actually work for you instead of against you. Here is exactly what to do starting today. A simple morning to evening fruit protocol. No overwhelm. No complicated meal planning. Step 1. Breakfast. Half a cup of frozen blueberries mixed into Greek yogurt or eaten after your eggs every morning. Buy a 2-pound bag of frozen blueberries at Walmart, Aldi, or Costco. $5 to $7. That's 2 weeks of the most powerful fruit intervention in the research. Step 2. Lunch. If you want fruit at lunch, 1 small apple with the skin on, after your protein and vegetables. Not before. Not as a standalone snack. Step 3. Dinner. No fruit at dinner. Dinner is for protein, vegetables, and if you've been following my other recommendations, legumes like lentils. Save fruit for earlier in the day when your body processes sugar more efficiently. Step 4. The timing rule. Never eat fruit alone. Always after protein. Always after the start of a meal. This one rule protects you more than any specific fruit choice you make. Step 5. The portion rule. Half a cup of berries. 1 small apple. 1 slightly green banana. These are portions, not a bowl, not a bag, a measured amount. Step 6. Variety. You don't have to eat blueberries every single day forever. Here's how to rotate. Day 1. Blueberries in yogurt. Day 2. Strawberries over cottage cheese. Day 3. A small apple with almond butter after lunch. Day 4. Half a green banana sliced into oatmeal. The principle stays the same. Low glycemic fruit after protein, measured portion. The flavors change. That's how you make this sustainable for the rest of your life. Step 7. What to eliminate. Starting this week, remove all fruit juice from your refrigerator. All of it. Orange juice, apple juice, grape juice. If it comes in a bottle with fruit on the label, it's not fruit anymore. It's sugar water. Replace it with whole fruit eaten at the right time. That's the exchange. That's the protocol. 7 steps, 1 week. Track your fasting blood sugar every morning. By day 3, you should start to see a difference. And here's one more thing I want you to know. Everything I showed you today, the fruit timing, the sequencing, the blueberry protocol, that all helps during the day. But there is something your body does between 2 and 4 in the morning that can quietly undo all of this progress while you sleep. It's called the dawn phenomenon, and most doctors never explain how to manage it with food. I put together a guide that covers exactly that. The link is in the description below. Now, I want to hear from you. Drop your A1C number in the comments right now. Whatever it is, I read every single one. Because that number tells me exactly what to make next for you. And if what you learned today about fruit surprised you, I made another video about one specific food that actually helps reverse the insulin resistance I described. The research behind it shocked even me. It's a food most people already have in their pantry, and almost nobody uses it correctly. I'll link it at the end of this video. Stay safe, stay informed, and stay in control.